that in pigs, their right main bronchus comes off their trachea. This is actually an uncommon anatomical variant in people as well. So we'll scroll through the CT scan, and as we scroll down you can see the trachea, and at the distal trachea you can see the right upper lobe here is actually coming off the distal trachea. There it is there, and it almost looks like this may be a little tiny diverticulum off the right upper lobe bronchus. This is the esophagus, trachea, right upper lobe. If we look, the right upper lobe then sends this apical branch and branches into three, sort of like an anterior, apical and posterior, similar to what the anatomy of the right upper lobe should be, but coming off from an abnormal area of the trachea. If we now go down, we come to the main carina. Normally you'd expect right upper lobe to come off here. Bronchus intermedius is quite long. This is now right middle lobe coming off here. You can see to the middle lobe, and the lower lobe coming off here with its apical segment just here, and basal segments. You can see that there's some bronchiectasis with inflammatory change in the right middle lobe, and some bronchiectasis down the left lower lobe, and more distally in the right lower lobe. So that's quite interesting. So we've got a lady with bronchiectasis and an anatomical variant with the right upper lobe that looks quite narrowed. Interestingly, the right upper lobe is not affected by bronchiectasis so much. There may be a slightly varicose airway there. So I wonder whether there might be some distortion of airways that may have predisposed to the bronchiectasis, but we should have a look bronchoscopically and examine the endobronchial appearance. This is the bronchoscope sitting in the trachea, and you can see the carina in the distance, and on the right you can see the opening to the right upper lobe. There's the narrow opening there that we could see on the CT scan. The bronchoscope has a bit of difficulty getting in there, it's quite narrow, but there you can see three subsegments of the right upper lobe, as we saw on the CT. The posterior segment, apical and anterior. I think that might be the little pit there, which looked like a diverticulum. This is the right main bronchus that has no right upper lobe there, but it has the right middle lobe there, which looks a bit distorted and dilated. That's probably the lateral and medial segment. This is the lower lobe, which looks relatively anatomically normal with its basal apical segment there and its basal segments. I'll just come back to the main carina and look at the left side. This is the left main bronchus, and the left side looks quite normal. This is the left upper lobe proper, the lingula just in there, which looks normal, and the lower lobe with apical and basal segments.